There was a mailbag question that came in. I mentioned it to you a little bit earlier because I didn't know anything about it, but I would love your take on it if you have formed one. This is from Chris. I believe Chris is, or I'm sorry, the question is from Jonathan, but it's about someone who is one of your constituents. Question is, the Twitch streamer Asmon Gold said he reached out to Senator Cruz's office about regulating loot boxes in video games. Where does the senator stand on loot boxes? I know that those are all words, and I understand they have been strung together in an English sentence, but I don't really understand what it means semantically together.
Look, I'm happy to engage in a conversation with him. I'm happy to see what he has to say on it. As I understand it, the concern he's raising is a concern about gambling and kids, and I will say it is certainly true that social media, online environments, including video games, are designed to be addictive. Now, I'm something of a gamer. I'm not a gamer like hardcore Twitch streamers, and I don't do the massive multiplayer games.
Not yet, Senator, but I'll tell you, I bet you never thought that you were going to be a top podcaster. So who knows? We may have to launch the Verdict Twitch stream and start playing Pac-Man or whatever the kids are playing these days.
That could well be. And you remember when you and I did Dave Rubin's podcast, we did a Twitch stream on playing, I think it was Nintendo that he had, and we did that. And if I remember right, I beat his ass. I'm pretty sure that's right. And if not, that's the story I'm going with.
Mm-hmm.
But look, they're different components of it. In games, I'll tell you, I don't like it when you can buy in-game items and sort of make your character stronger or get advantages. Now, I'll confess, when I play some games, I'll sometimes buy it because it is more fun if suddenly your character has a lot more great stuff that would take you 6 months or a year to build up. So sometimes I'll spend $20 and buy a treasure chest full of coins because then I can spend them to get cool things in the game. I think it is a greater concern when you're dealing with kids, when you're dealing with minors who have a potential, number one, to spend a whole lot of money. And, with some of the loot boxes, there's a fair amount of randomness that you could get a lot of great stuff or some lousy stuff. And so I guess that's the argument that it's gambling. I'll confess I'm open to hearing arguments on this, but I approach the issue with a pretty strong libertarian bent. So I'd like to not see kids exploited and harmed. And so I'd be interested in his views, but at the same time, I'm not sure that the federal government really has a dog in the fight, that if people want to, in a video game, spend money on stuff in the game, I think my instincts are probably that may not be a great choice if you're spending massive amounts of money in games, but I'm not sure the federal government has a role preventing you from doing that.
Well, we'll have to look into loot boxes more. Maybe I'll brush up on my Donkey Kong or, whatever's really hip right now. And I hope that we can figure out, maybe we'll have to
I'm quite
get back
confident
and forth.
It's not Donkey Kong.
Is it not? Okay, I'm a little behind the curve, but there were no loot boxes in Donkey Kong too. So we'll hear from Asmon Gold.
I will note, so I actually just watched again Ready Player One. Did you ever see this movie?
No, I heard it was great, but I didn't catch it.
I've seen it several times, but I just happened to have rewatched it last week, and it's a really good movie about virtual reality and people going into the game and a whole alternative world in the game, but people amass money in virtual reality, and it ends up for many people subsuming the world. And look, there are hard challenges. We're not yet to the dystopic world of Ready Player One, but we might be. We're on a path towards that, and escapism. There are times when escapism can be valuable, but it also is going to raise all sorts of challenges and challenges that can spill over from the virtual world to the real world, and how those intersections happen. We're going to have to learn more about them.